Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, family, ghouls, and other creatures of the night. My name is Rena, and I am the storyteller. I welcome you all to Red Center by Night, but this time it's a little bit different. A little warning. In this episode, there will be mentions and conversations that involve talks about depression, mental health issues, substance abuse, and gambling. If you are currently suffering an emergency, please contact 000 or your nearest local emergency contact. Feel free to skip this episode if you don't feel comfortable. Check links down below for relevant helplines. Do you know what happens when you deprive someone of light? Erin whispered onto the orange fur of Chester. All the neurons that are responsible for making you happy starts to die. I feel like I'm back in that room, deprived of light, only being shown glimpses of the outside world before I get my hopes up and the door shuts on my face. Chester the cat opens both his eyes and turned to look at the tiny human holding him close. In this dark room filled with tournament trophies and childhood knickknacks of Cassandra Locke, Erin started to silently weep. Maybe I never had it in the first place. Every single time I try to make a place in this world, I bring disaster instead. I feel like everyone sees me for someone else. I am a walking disaster to anybody who gets close to me. A paw touches the cheeks of Erin and she kisses it as she silently trembled. Then she freezes as she hears a voice in her head as she stared back at the unimpressed cat. Do you wish to die? Tears continue to fall as Erin stared back at the cat and whispers, I don't. I wanted to become a lawyer when I graduate, but every time I decide to pursue that path, I am plagued with nightmares. The cat stretches before repositioning his full weight on Erin's chest. I keep having these nightmares of arguing for the innocence of my client who will eventually kill me. If you don't wish to die, then pursue that nightmare. Erin furrows her eyebrows as her eyes seem to close as she starts to lose consciousness. Chester purrs as his eyes glowed within the darkness. Behind his tiny figure, a silhouette of a larger creature appears, sitting, watching, waiting. Then we hear him say, Descend, devour the weak, and then return everything to the absolute. The sun will be rising soon. Now, shall we begin our story? There will be no recap this episode. There will just be an introduction. Everyone in that whole big tent are mostly wearing black cloaks, much to the disdain of one Prince Leslie Taylor. As everyone shuffled around and the lights turned off, it turns on with a clap. And suddenly you find yourselves on a round table. In front of you, or at least everyone in this round table, sits the same woman who introduced and welcomed everyone into this event. The lady wearing the red circus master's attire with her long red hair all braided down that it reaches to the floor. And she is sitting on the table while sipping tea, while what seems to be a blob is just holding a tray up of a teapot. And she says, "Well, welcome. Congratulations, you're on my table." Wow, silence. That's great.
I mean, it's a pleasure to be here. How were the tables chosen?
Well, if you have connections to the people, it's usually randomized, but if you are holding an item that belongs to the game leads, your chances of being in the table goes higher. Why can everyone just remove your hoods? I keep told them that it's so lame to be wearing that.
She's right, they look fucking ridiculous.
Shut up, Squizzy.
I can see all of your beautiful faces now.
So just
Some that I have actually wished to see for a long fucking time.
Sol just stares at Lorna for a very long minute.
Have we met?
I don't think we've met in person.
Wasn't talking to you, darling. Yes, what's your name?
Ah.
Sorry? With the scars, yeah.
Sol. But
So,
kind of.
this isn't going to be more of this timeline nonsense, is it?
She's here, isn't she?
That shit's real.
Shut up. Alice is here.
Yeah.
Fuck. I've been looking everywhere for her.
I imagine that's why she's wondering why you're here.
Not by choice. If I could have avoided my coterie coming here, I would have.
Well, settle down, everyone. Jeez, everyone's still running high. You like some drinks, any beverages, snacks, teas, I don't know.
Good for now, but thank you so much.
We're missing a person, like 2 people. And as she says that, you see 2 figures enter from out of nowhere. As you look around, you notice that this place just looks like an extravagant influencer house, like their kitchen, essentially. If you look around, there's like ring lights. It looks like an influencer's house. The color of the lighting is pink for some reason. And the door opens, 2 figures come in, both wearing cloaks. And as they remove their hoods, you notice a person that is Marcus. First of all, you recognize Marcus. You don't recognize this young gentleman. He is about early 20s, probably Southeast Asian. Looks sleepy, maybe half asleep at this point. And he's just like looking at everyone, glancing at everyone as he sits down. And the next person, the second one that comes in. So, this is a person you have not seen in 800 and a week. As she enters and removes her hood, see bright red hair cut in a short bob. And if you had a heart, your heart would be beating. She looks younger than before. She looks about 17, 18, quite young. As she hurriedly sees her dad and Lorna and sits beside Winters. Says, "Are we late?"
I have no idea. How did you get here?
Well, there was a hallway We had the presentation.
You remember what you were saying before about the, if you've got something of theirs, I imagine you might have something of each other's.
Yeah.
Some of us that are still in the fucking dark over here. Gonna make a formal introduction? Or...
Who the hell is this asshole?
Don't worry about him. It's from south of the Murray. No one cares.
Okay, settle down once again. Jeez. Everyone, let's do an introduction around the table, please. Let's start with...
You should probably know. I'm Leslie Taylor. Prince of Melbourne.
Oh, a prince.
Yeah.
My liege. Fucking Camarilla. I'm so sorry you know this person.
The feeling's mutual.
For the sake of our hosts, I won't take the slight in anything but jest. But
Of course, I'm a very funny person.
seem like it.
I'm gonna be stuck between this all night.
Again.
I'm Sol.
So,
That's it.
nice. One name, like username, right? That's the word nowadays.
Sure.
And dad?
But sorry. Deacon Winters. And
Like,
hey, honey.
are you like a real priest kind of deal? Or is it like a role playing? Is it a sex thing?
It's not a sex thing.
I mean, I know.
Sorry, Daddy, I've been
sex
naughty.
Like, is the priest the sex thing, or is the daddy are you actually like related, or like there's no shame? This is a safe space.
Jesus. I was a priest, yes. It is not a sex thing. She is my child.
And your child is, and in and this child just speaks up. Oh yeah, my name's Nora Winters. Hi.
Nice to meet you, Nora.
Hi. You're quite scary. Please stay 20 feet away from me, thank you.
Is she human?
You can roll for it.
Don't actually have. Any, I don't think I have any aspects to do that.
What's an insight?
It's an insight. Okay.
Can be awareness if it's higher.
No. my
Can we
insight's
all
better.
roll for that if we're
Yes.
curious?
I would like to use a thing.
I had a
Okay.
stack, so I don't have
As
any
a soul,
hunger.
because why not?
Oh, one more.
Man, introductions haven't even finished
They
yet.
count
There's
Are the zeros?
disciplines
Very
now.
intense of the crits.
It's cool. So 4, 5, 6, 7. 7! That's a really good roll. It's the only good roll
Not
I'll
that
have all
good.
session.
Not that good a roll for me.
And I have hair in my mouth. There it is.
We'll
Got
wait
it.
for the prince to finish.
Sorry.
That's alright.
Where is my specs?
So you're
How's that for? Four successes.
4 successes.
And that's against your composure and subterfuge.
Scry the soul, right? For
Yep.
Ilona, yeah. Nora, rather. Two.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
So I'd like to know what you are.
Yeah.
So, first of all, Nora is human. So, how many successes did you get?
4.
4. So you got another question that you can ask.
I will grab if they are under the influence of any blood sorcery or any other magic.
No. For soul, you would notice the perspiration, the breathing, the heart beating you can hear. This person's human. Same with you. Okay, let's move on from this awkward pause.
Tristan's gonna gesture to his staff name tag that says Tristan. Say, Tristan, I'm staff here at the moment, temporary staff, so I still get to play.
When did that happen?
Yeah, it's a new hire.
By who?
The big boss.
I'm the big boss.
Well, the next big boss then. I've actually forgotten his name. What was it, Mr. I brought the wrong book.
Oh, bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't think I even need to roll with an insight on this.
Mr. Kell. That's it. Mr. Kell made us stuff.
Of course, the.
But I
old
will
part.
anyway, out of politeness.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, come. I want a bullshit roll.
I wish I was lying.
5.
Tristan is saying the truth.
And who are you when you're not working for here?
I get around. Just have a chance to play some games, get to look at some things. I've had a chance to maybe keep up with everyone's antics. The casino was a good time. I hope everyone enjoyed themselves.
Wow, does everyone know each other here? Am I the only one who doesn't know what's happening? Like,
I mean, at the current stage, this is the only person I've had the unfortunate joy of meeting.
Unfortunate soul.
Unfortunate joy.
But we chatted so long and
Yeah.
about a great many things that are apparently true.
See, I thought you believed me.
Oh, I took it as maybe it was. But,
No, you took it as I'm a Malkin that you thought I was, that I believed what I was saying.
Of course not.
This is all sounding very familiar.
Yeah, I've had this conversation like 4 times now, and I'm kind of over it.
No, it's just interesting having somebody else with some ugly scars on their face and a mind like a Malk saying things that are apparently making sense but not Malkavian.
That's right. How's your hand?
It's been better.
Figures.
What's with your hand?
Nothing. Last time I saw her, she was missing one.
Missing one.
That's what I said.
Did Lorna have a missing hand in the footage we saw in the casino?
Winters would like to sniff out this strange fellow over here who keeps staring at him. See if he's human or whatnot.
what's an insight? Well,
I mean, I'm in management, so
the
it's barely.
host just goes, okay, old fart just ruining everyone's fun once again. What's your job anyway?
My job.
Yes?
It's just keeping track. I'm something more like a janitor, really. Even here, just cleaning up everyone's messes as they go around.
Does anyone else smell bullshit? I've heard these kind of excuses before.
I mean, I heard mention of Camarilla before.
He's human.
So if he's human and he's a janitor, does this ring a bell with the typical SI bullshit excuses?
No.
Okay.
Mister, I can't find a mop.
I'll have you know, that picture depicted that I did find the mops.
It's interesting to see. Everyone, you all seem to be getting along very well. Glad to see it. It's good to see Kindred Politics is doing as well as ever.
I wouldn't call it alive and well. That seems like a misnomer.
Okay, blah, blah, blah. Let's go on with the introduction.
Charmed to meet you, Lorna McIntyre.
Oh, I like you.
Thank you.
You're
I
so
like you too. You've got
pretty.
an amazing fit. Great hosting.
Of course.
It's a skill to host. Everyone thinks they can do it, and then things fall apart.
Exactly. You have no idea how many, arguments I had to have with the old fart. Oh, we need security. Oh, we can't let them in. Just blah, blah, blah.
Which old fart? Anyone I've met?
I don't think so. Unless you've met, Kel. The one who apparently gave some rando.
Well, I know
Temporary
things about
janitor?
him, and it's not endearing him to me. I'm sorry to say.
Who didn't he want you to let in?
Riff raff.
We need to have a certain demographic nowadays. We can't let technology in. I'm like, well, TikTok is the way to go nowadays, and you can't even let that in. Jeez. Even I had to let go of my phone.
I mean, it's great promotion.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, we've got a YouTube streamer among us here too. Looking pointedly at Marcus.
Marcus is just starting to try to, slowly
Sinking.
sinking in his seat. The host turns towards Marcus and he says, just Marcus. Yeah.
Just Marcus. Good to meet you, Just Marcus.
Yeah.
Big fan of your channel.
Yeah, thanks. I'm not the only one. I mean, Ilona also over there does.
How do you think I found out about it? She's spoken really highly.
Oh, yeah. And Ilona / Nora goes like, I actually changed my name. There was like some developments while I was here and found out my true self, I guess is how you would call it. Yeah, I go by Nora now. Nora Winters, yeah.
True self.
Yeah?
What does that mean? For you?
For me, it's... Do I have to answer the question or
No, you don't have to. Don't have to do anything.
I
That's right, she doesn't have to do anything.
It does help when people are out looking for someone named Ilona.
But it's completely up to you.
Do you know a lot about people who are looking for somebody called Alona?
I know a lot about a lot of things.
You have a strange habit of dodging questions.
God, you're almost more vague than I am.
It's the joy of having a heartbeat.
Well, let's hope it's a joy you get to keep for a very long time.
I intend to.
well, to answer Mr. Taylor's,
Leslie.
you have the same name as that really famous gangster in the history books.
Yeah.
Wow, your parents must be big fans.
You could say that. My parents were interesting. Depending on which one you're talking about. But please go on.
Yeah, so well, I grew up in the orphanage. My dad's saying no, so I'm not gonna say anything.
I think the less we give our esteemed prince here, the better.
Look, you can do what your dad says or whatever you want to do. And if that's what your dad says, that's all right with me.
Oh, that's very subtle.
Up to you.
Do you want to switch seats so you can hit him?
Maybe later.
Okay.
What happened to you?
Shifter. I was protecting my coterie mate.
Oh, you were the people up at the bar.
Yeah.
Thank you. We got hired because of you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
It's a brave
Job
thing you did.
creator.
That hurt. It still
looks-
hurts.
Yeah, those shifters.
Well, I wasn't going to let him tear Charlie apart, so.
Charlie.
How is old Charlie doing?
He's good.
Still working for the prince?
Yes,
Kind of.
Prince?
Not that one.
No.
Oh,
A stupider
Oh,
one.
well, really?
Sydney Cam, come on.
It takes all kinds.
Yes, I heard he was around here these days as well. For some unbeknownst... What? If you didn't want to come back here, why did you come back here?
Because I wasn't going to let them come here without me.
Mm-hmm. And they were coming here because...
Because Saracen told them to, made us a coterie against our will, and
And
shuffled us
who
off.
put that idea in his head? You and I both know that he doesn't come up with these things on his own.
No, he hasn't got a thought in that head. Honestly, I couldn't tell you.
Well, that's a concern. Put
Seems-
that on the to-do list.
Seems to be a very common theme in the Camarilla, forcing people together against their will, doing things they would rather not be doing.
Some of my elk are a little bit different and think differently and show a lot less respect down the chain.
If you're ever looking for a switch up, let us know.
I'd be curious to hear Father Winters, or the best way, Daddy, as I've heard, your opinion on management, if you would be as kind and empathetic to those who worked under you.
Well, if I were ever in a position of, let's say, management, I firmly believe that equality is of the most importance. There is nothing worse than a feudal overlord.
You're talking about management stuff. It's so boring. Like, can we go into the gambling side of things?
You had a game for us.
Yes, of course. So, apparently it's a security thing that I have to let you know what game we're playing and not just throw you in there and make you all figure out what we're doing.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I think
It's
Mr.
nice to
Kell would
actually
also
know what I'm doing for once.
be happy
That's
with that.
stupid. So, we're just playing...
Doing in my entire life.
You're not alive.
Or unlife?
Thank you for picking up on the obvious joke.
Okay, so the game is called the Queen's Roulette. You can call me the Queen. I'm the game lead. But my name's Red, otherwise. So it usually consists of 5 to 6 players, but I don't know. Maybe some people can't count. We have 7 players. Actually 8, including me. Who did this?
So you're playing too?
Oh, yes, of course. I wouldn't want to miss it. So the game will only end if all the players have folded willingly or against their will. Do what you will with that. There's no set time limit for this game. It only ends when, everyone's happy with it. Or everyone's dead, either way. Sometimes things get rowdy when people start drinking or start eating things.
So just to be clear, what's the table etiquette for this game?
What do you mean?
Well, I imagine it's a friendly game. We're not going to be reaching across the table and tearing each other to pieces. Or is this carnival rules and everything goes?
feel free to tear each other to pieces. That'll be entertaining. Of course, carnival rules. Everything goes. It says so on the rules.
Shit.
But yes, the game is simple. One player gets to be the queen's hand. So it's a very special role that I'll let you guys decide who you want to be. This player will have to swallow a pill that will be given by moi. This pill will take away 50 experience from the player once ingested. It will be ingested regardless if they are human, vampire, garou, fae, mage, or wraith. So, the queen's hand will have 3 chances to give their own XP to players or transfer one player's XP to another. The queen's hand gets their XP plus 50 XP back if they end up with the least amount of XP amongst everyone else once the game ends. But for the random, normal players, you get to bet on a number from 1 to 10, and if it lands on that number, they get their bet back plus triple the amount they bet. So if someone bets 5 XP, you'll receive 20 XP back. If they bet on odds or even, they will only get double of their bet back. So if the player gets bets, let's say, 5 XP, they will receive 10 XP back. Yeah, does that make sense? I made it super simple because this is...
Because there's children playing.
Yes. That'll be a very entertaining night indeed.
I hope so.
So, who wants to be my hand?
It sounds like quite a noble position, quite a royal position.
And apparently you've got 2 of them in this line, so why not you?
Well, figure why not, mate? Why give away something that I had to work to get back?
Like giving away something that belongs to you is probably better than giving something away that doesn't.
Belongs. Oh, word with such meaning. I'm not an expert in geography, but the last time I checked, Wodonga is not Melbourne.
Apparently not anymore. It was.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let bygones be bygones. Just take a hard pill to swallow and we'll call it
There were only bygones to be bygones. Like,
Isn't Wodonga in New South Wales?
I mean, it's a hazy
technically,
line.
Albury is, but it's the same town. It's the same town.
It sounds like you will do a lot of research on the towns you go into before you head in.
Wait, is this a little real estate pissing match with Sydney?
Mm-hmm.
Your friend over there gave, your former friend, if you can call them that,
Acquaintance.
she gave Saracene Albury Wodonga, which was mine.
I can't begin to express to you how much I don't give a
And
fuck.
You know what?
Like, I do not care about
I didn't say anything on it.
the territory lines of the Camarilla.
Look, maybe you are right in all of this, but it's as close as a favour as what I could have done to you to just let it slide. So take a pill and you can have that favour.
Favour from the Prince of Melbourne. Truly the luckiest night of my life.
Last time someone I knew owed a favor to a prince, it ruined a life, so...
Is this the kind of mess you often have to clean up?
Yeah, it's usually the after effects. We usually end up sitting and waiting for them to bicker, and when they actually do something, it's lucky that you guys are immortal because it does tend to take a long time. But they'll get there. You'll get to the conclusion eventually. I think it'd be interesting to see a prince do it, but that's just my take. But I'm happy to watch and let the banter continue until eventually one of you does it.
I feel like the worry with it takes a long time because of being immortal is, from the sounds of it, you're an independent contractor. Your retirement plan must be Not great. I'm worried about your superannuation.
Trust me, there's plenty of messes that I've had to clean up. I'm sitting on a nice nest egg. But thank you. I do appreciate it. And again, if neither of you do it, I mean, eventually, like, there's Delilah, Alona, there's plenty of children around to cause more messes afterwards as well. So.
It's called Nora, by the way.
Sorry?
My name's Nora.
Nora, I apologize, Nora.
I go by they, them. Thank you.
Understood.
You know Delilah?
Well, not intimately, but again, cleaning up messes, and sometimes Delilah falls under the category of mess.
When and where?
Does she qualify as a mess?
Have you interacted?
Oh, long story.
No.
We've got time.
Yeah,
As you
so
said,
much time.
We're immortal.
Oh, that's fair. Well, as I mentioned, there was the casino. It was lovely to see you all there as well. Again, mess to clean up.
It was hardly Delilah's fault.
No, I know. I didn't blame Delilah purely. But it's a classification of mess. But as I'm saying, that if you're concerned about ever there's continual work, always, as if you all don't get around to it, there's many more afterwards that will.
And you haven't seen her since the casino?
Perhaps.
I'm sure you have, though.
Yeah. A few times. Hanging around. She's with Hardestat.
Who's Delilah again? Like, is this like...
As Lorna said, there's children always involved.
Yes, then where's this Delilah child?
She was with me, but we all got split up.
Okay.
I don't know where she is right now.
Presumably in another of these
Games. Yeah.
I need to find her.
Be my guest.
So, more people looking for Delilah too as well. It seems children always seem to be the fascination. It's interesting.
I need alcohol for this.
Agreed.
I'll have a
working.
sangria. Do you all want to drink or
I'm working.
That
boo-hoo?
doesn't answer the question.
That's well, sorry, I take my job professionally, but again,
Being
continue.
a janitor,
Yeah, as I said, it's a hard life.
please. How about the children? Do you guys want anything? And she turns towards Nora. Nora's like, I also have a sangria or Bloody
Are
Mary.
these obligation-free drinks?
Of course.
Okay, yeah. Just,
So Bloody Mary, make it 2 shots. Thank you.
Just what?
Marcus is like, not good with drinks. Cider, apple cider, maybe.
I think your sister might prefer you just have water.
I don't have a sister. He meant Miles.
Oh yeah, of course. Sorry, names mixed up. Too many names going around.
Are we hanging out so much that we look alike?
A little bit.
I'm going to leave that there. No. So now that the prince has volunteered to be your hand, I'm sure we can get right into it.
Oh.
So I'll take that as a yes. Excellent. Cool. We're even. I'll take the pill.
Okay. Please, thank you.
Wonder if
My
it'll burst into
invisible
flames.
hand.
The mysterious detached hand.
That wasn't yours, was it? You didn't have a spare one.
It's just a spare hand floating around.
I thought you meant a spare pillow.
No, a hand.
Oh.
Delicious.
Medicated prince is the best prince.
As you take and swallow this pill that tastes like ashes, Prince Taylor, you feel as if a majority of your experience, your life experiences, the things that you've gathered throughout the years start to slip away from you. Disciplines that you've worked hard, things that you've worked hard to gather just start to slip away through your fingers like sand. Aw. Bitter pill to swallow?
Quite.
Uncomfy.
Yeah, not fun.
Well,
Like you said, We're even now.
Yeah.
Drama, but feel free to add into the other drama by just taking other people's own experiences and giving it away, or taking it for your own. Either way, I'd rather that you end with the least experience among everyone else. That's how you win after all.
Right. So who wants some money to bet with? Some of my fun times.
You're the prince.
So quiet, so awkward. This is probably in my whole entire career of leading, hosting games. This is the most awkward table I've been in.
Sorry, I'm just trying really, really hard not to sell my soul to a prince again, or have my soul sold to a prince again. We had this
Charisma
discussion.
these days. It'll do wonders.
Are you referring to yourself in the third person when you say you're going to sell your soul?
Name S-O-L,
Ah.
soul S-O-U-L.
Sorry about that. Thank you.
Did you change your name?
Yes.
Thought that might be it.
You act as if you remember.
No, but I've heard stories.
Yeah, actually, that's fair. Alice is probably referring to me by my old name.
Well, I don't think she'd have had an opportunity to know your new one since you haven't managed to find her yet.
Yeah, no, I get the sneaky suspicion she is now actively avoiding me. It's fair.
Well, she's here. She's here to know.
Well, why don't we allow our mystery janitor to go first?
Sure.
I mean,
Yeah,
just
humans first.
I guess I'm on the time limit. So how much am I betting? That's the question.
depends on you.
No, that's what I'm really just asking aloud to the undying crowd. I don't really get to have a chat to them that often.
Okay, how about this? Give me like your bets, and then we'll have my invisible hand roll a die and see if it lands on it. Will that work for everyone?
Sure.
Not.
All right. Who wants to bet first?
I'm happy to start. I'll start with 5.
5.
I'll start with 5. You
Age
can go
before
with
beauty.
Feel free. That's it. I'm more than happy to continue to clean up the messes.
Okay, your number.
Mine?
Are you betting odds, evens, or numbers?
Let's go with evens to start off.
Okay. How about you?
Me?
Would you like to partake, or you can just feel free to not?
Look, I'll make things interesting. I'll bet another, 15? Sound good? Yeah, 15.
Odds, even, or number?
8.
What's your bet in?
You know what? I'll go 10.
Beautiful lady. What's your bet in?
10 seems to be the go.
10.
Sorry, is this asking how much XP or asking what number?
Yes.
How much XP? 10.
I'm gonna start off small because I'm not a gambling person. So, 1.
I mean, technically, I don't think any of you are.
Are you going for numbers or odds, evens?
Let's go
Some
odds.
numbers remain better than others.
Well, I'm also
For
going to take
Daddy?
the sensible approach and bet 1. And we'll go evens.
Would you like to have the pleasure? That is a 6.
Fair.
So for those who bet even, you get times 2. Lorna gets 10 XP. the deacon gets 2 XP, and everyone else loses their XP.
I bet 10, so I get 20.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
One? Really?
That's all I bet.
We're here to have fun.
You're here to have fun.
You don't want to have fun? You can have fun anytime. Even when you have a task to do. Even when you have to do things that you don't want to do, you can have fun.
I beg to differ.
I'm guessing you're the conservative one out of the Maxi Delilah Little group.
No, I'm the one that suffered for 800 years.
Ooh, 800 years.
You seem to know a lot of people for a janitor.
There's a lot of messes to clean up, trust me.
All happening
800
at-
years though, wouldn't that, I like, and I don't mean this in any negative way, but if you're that old, why are these two sort of running a lot of things? Like, surely at that age, I'm not saying you have to as well, but just from what historically I know, if you're taking on
Oh my god,
Werewolves.
Tristan, you can't just ask someone why they're young.
if you're 800, why aren't you Prince?
Because I don't want to.
Fair enough. That's a pretty good answer.
I spent 800 years in solitude, and all I wanted to do was find my family again.
Honestly, for someone so regularly accused of sounding insane, you have been making the most sense of anyone tonight.
I appreciate that, you know? A lot.
As we have this conversation, the tiny blob that used to be holding up the tray of the teapot is now holding a couple of drinks. And we see Marcus grab his cider, Nora grab her Bloody Mary, and the host, the queen, Red, take her sangria. She takes a long sip. Not enough vodka, apparently. Need a bit more. What's wrong? Everyone looks so sad at my table. I'll be made fun of by the others.
I'm having a good time.
Come on, smile, smile, smiles, please. Smile?
We're going for a drama moment. That'll make the smiles bigger when they come.
I would rather that you just all tear each other's throat apart so that it's more fun.
Oh, look, the night's young.
Are you looking for daytime soap opera or like supernatural teen drama?
I mean, daytime soap opera would be interesting. It would be Tristan and the Four Comatose.
Shh.
You're not teens, though. So,
There.
Are you saying I look old?
I've got to say, like, every supernatural teen drama I've ever watched on TV has had all the teenagers played by people in their 20s and 30s, so it's perfectly acceptable.
Do I really look that old?
for me, yes, unfortunately. Your soul looks so...
What's your story?
Mine?
Yeah.
It's nice to know about the host.
Well... I'm trying to change how we do things. So I grew up in this really boring traditional family, right? They're like, oh, we should just keep to ourselves, not, interact with anybody. Oh, we should just make deals left, right, center. Oh, it's very business, very boring. Or, let's just pretend to be humans and try to lure them in with a deal. That's... Honestly, no. It's not giving.
Giving what?
But it's not giving.
You're showing your age, darling.
Even I know that one.
You have a teenage daughter, apparently.
It's an advantage.
I just have access to TikTok.
Tick what?
For 800.
Sol leans around and looks at Nora and says, "What are you teaching this poor man?"
I can't teach him TikTok. He's La Sombra. He can barely watch the TV from across the room.
That's a shame.
And he watches the most weirdest stuff.
La Sombra. Last I heard, Deacon Winters of the Society of Leopold was not a La Sombra. That is definitely an update.
The society. You've been getting into your chemicals there.
At this point, I'm going to scry the soul on Tristan.
Scry me.
Oh, let's go.
Do it.
So your
Oh,
closure and subterfuge.
do you actually have to, like, can I just choose to not resist? Because I don't mind
You
him
have-
doing it. Oh, I do have to? All right.
Do you want to not? Do you want to just not resist at all?
Not really, to be honest. I'm not
Fun to have stuff come out.
I'm not overtly hiding who I am. I'm just not volunteering.
You don't
it
even
either.
have enough subterfuge for this.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I mean, I have 3 composure. I'll roll it anyway. Let's just roll it anyway for fun.
For gigs.
Yeah, why not?
I'm going to search the blood for this one too.
Valid. And willpower reroll it just on the off chance if it doesn't work.
Do you need a dice to roll? Okay. Because Brina said you were going to be rolling dice. Okay, cool. I was to make sure you had one that had numbers on it.
Oh, wise disembodied hand, do you have the required utensil?
Sorry.
What, that's rude. The hand is being so mean.
Sassy hand. Oh, so rude hand.
1. Beat it.
Okay.
You need to have-
I think that's.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah. So.
How's it feel to have a weak, spongy brain?
4, 6,
I'm fine with it. I'm aware of who I am. I'm about to learn things about myself I didn't know.
13.
Do you want a willpower?
I'll leave.
Sit with
that.
it. You'll sit with the 12 win.
I'm having vivid flashbacks to all of the cam rolling their little piddly like 5 dice and then hearing Rena drop like a bucket on the table and we're like, what are we beating? 14? Why did you even make us roll?
So Kai's face.
Everyone.
Is that a record for the season so far? 13? I'm going to make a note.
Depends whether we're counting the dice.
You
roll
could
to figure out
ask
the
all your
number of
questions.
games.
Yeah, I'm going to ask all the questions. So
Every single question.
the first one, your emotional state. How's that at the moment? Where are you at with your emotional state?
Confused is probably the best way to state it. I'm not scared. There's a little bit of annoyance and frustration directed towards Winters. But overall, it's very just...
Fair.
Yeah, I would say just reserved confusion.
The resonance in your blood.
Nothing.
None.
Just human.
That
right?
is, that's all human.
Blood.
And the next one is just human too, because the next one is what the hell are you?
Mostly.
Are
You can ask questions off that, from
Oh,
not that are
you
not on
can?
that list. Yeah. Can't you?
No.
No.
Ah,
it
I thought you could
does
ask.
specifically say
Oh, okay.
from including these.
Okay. Fair enough.
Oh, number of questions including those.
Yeah,
Wouldn't,
so
wouldn't the
Could.
resonance also be like what's
Yeah,
the current
you can ask
resonance
que-
of the blood, as if you
Okay.
were to feed on him
That's on
now?
the storyteller.
If I have like
it?
Syncrasia.
Yeah.
Discretion.
What's
Oh, you get to know something unexpected because you crit.
Yeah.
I love Scry the Soul.
Listen, I was happy to let you just have it. I didn't want to resist.
Yeah.
Look what you've done.
So, as you are... Okay, let's finish your questioning. You can go off script if you want, because
Brilliant.
usually it's up to the storyteller. Lou just makes me choose from the questions on there.
Like,
I'm an open book.
who are you actually and who do you work for?
I mean, who I work for. I don't really.
I think that won't be part... Like,
No?
No.
I
you,
guess
you will...
you can.
Most likely with your critical success, you would know as you're scrying this man's soul that he has true faith.
Okay.
And that usually means that he's a hunter.
All right. Could I have one more question?
Yeah.
How much do you actually know about this other timeline?
I mean, I'm happy to answer that overall. How much do all of you know about this other timeline as well? I know. I would like to say I know everything, but the fact that I'm getting asked this question tells me I clearly don't know everything.
I would say, as you watch this man's soul, see that it's older than how other people's aura usually is. Plus, it's a bit fragmented. It's as if it doesn't exactly vibe with this.
The vibe checks are off with the soul.
It's not on the same.
My soul vibrates
It's
at a
like-
different
it's like,
frequency to all y'all.
Into the Spider-Verse. Where people
Yes.
glitch out when they're in the wrong universe.
Okay.
It's like you force a USB-C on a USB
Into the lightning, lightning cable.
It's just the wrong port. You just forced it in there. And then
This is all fucking weird.
I do agree. This is all weird.
No, you look bored. This is not boring. There's 2 timelines, apparently, and this fucker's from one of them.
Aren't we all from timelines?
Yeah, but from 2.
From different timelines.
How much do all of you know about different timelines?
Oh.
Genuine questions.
Soul knows.
I feel like we have so much to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's a cliche, but you did have my curiosity. Now you do have my attention.
So, Doctor Who, question for you. You seem to know a little bit about my past, which means you can only really be from one particular organization. You don't have any Bible verses frothing from your mouth, so you're not Society of Leopold.
No. I'm actually good at my... Well, actually, you know what? I even have a job and not a genocidal crusade. It's not really the
I'm
aim of the game.
sorry. You're talking about hunters.
Is it possible for you to win prizes? Because Circle gets the square.
I understood that reference.
It comes with age.
Old fogies.
I think you and I should have a chat later.
Yeah, I think
Everyone's
How about-
having chats.
we can have a chat. I'm happy to have a chat now, to be honest.
Yeah, have a chat now.
Yeah, bring all the drama to the
Can you-
table.
can you,
She's
like-
clearly
I mean-
wanting some entertainment.
Please up the drama a little bit. Do we have to stab someone to up the drama? I mean, I can do it. But I'd rather not.
I see, I'm already in a lot of-
I mean, I'm willing to support it if you want to stab somebody else.
Are you sure that it would be a stabber rather than a stabby situation? Because, I mean, please do correct me because you're much more familiar with this than I, but I seem to recall this place having relatively strict rules around hunters.
Yes. That's why I'm asking. Are you?
A hunter? More of a researcher, really.
Are you part?
Of the Second Inquisition. Probably the main part, really, yeah.
I'm having vivid memories of your lot storming into the casino and bodying mortals and innocent human beings who were trying to
That's-
escape against a wall.
Group number 2, as
I think
the
the-
father here referenced. As I said, I was hoping there's a reference before. I was very cute to watch everyone discussing experts on geography. There are 2 major groups in the Inquisition working in this region. The Society dedicated to the genocidal destruction of everything, and then the group of just kind of watching and trying to deal with the casualties. And I'm lucky enough to be in group number 2, and let's clean up the mess and trying to make sure not everybody dies.
Never thought about taking preemptive action on any of that?
It's not really a thing. I mean, you're free. I wouldn't say people. You're free to do what you want to, but
You're focusing in on the boring part of the fucking story.
Yeah, I want to dial back to the timeline question.
yeah, so do I.
You.
I would very much like
One
to
of
do that.
me? No. Don't associate me with him.
I think it's entirely associated. That's probably why he's here. We're all associated, right? I know you're bored.
Hi. Yes.
I think she's bored of the timeline. I'm not bored of the timeline.
Is the Second Inquisition like a hunter group or like the strip club or like... No, but do you count it as a
Got
hunter
vetoed.
group?
That's fair.
Not in
Are
the
we
budget.
we're just gonna
Definitely
wait?
not in the budget. It was in the budget.
How do you deal with face?
Fairly. I'm pretty sure if there's currently one of the Fae driving around in a car, we've gifted them right now.
Which one?
I've forgotten her name as well. God. And I didn't think I wrote it down because I wasn't supposed to know it. Is it Trixie?
Trixie. Yeah,
Trixie.
it's a,
Somebody
you know,
gets around.
like fairly. Like,
Ask Mr. Kell. Mr. Kell and I've had.
I am on the phone.
The name is definitely ringing a bell.
Yes, you gave them a job. That's not my fault. What? No. Fine.
Everything good?
Need another drink. Yeah, feel free
Yeah.
to squabble.
More-
I'm just gonna grab more drinks.
More timelines. Yeah, that's a new one. I didn't think that there was anyone who had. I don't even know what to say. Definitely not something I expected. 800 years.
I look. I knew there was at least one other, the Alice that I was referring to.
There's more.
Well, apparently there's 3 of us now.
Yeah.
There's one other person I know who at least knows about the timeline bullshit before I even mentioned it to them.
Who was
But he's
that?
missing. The doctor. He's a Malkavian from Sydney.
The doctor knew about all of the timeline stuff before.
I had a wonderful conversation with him when I was back in Sydney.
Doctor. Yeah. Well, this is definitely. I said this is news. It's not often I get news. So
I
it's
have
exciting.
a question.
Go.
Nora pipes up.
Oh, okay, cool. It's Nora.
Do you get to pick like your vampire names when you become a vampire, or
Well, you remember that conversation that we had earlier this evening about like your name can be a reflection of who you are and you don't have to like hold on to it.
Yeah.
But sometimes people find, a coat that fits really well and so they wear it for ages, even when it doesn't really like suit them anymore. They've grown out of it. So some people hold on to theirs, some people change it as soon as they get turned. Some of them decide to after a few years, some of them have had many, many dames.
I change mine every time a significant event fucks my life up.
See?
I've had 3
You've
names.
only had to, I was saying you've only had to change it once. Okay,
3 names.
okay, fair.
3 names, 2
Understandable.
events. Quite curious about the other one now.
3 names, 3 events.
So you remember, you know about it, but don't remember.
All right, look. Do you want the speed? Do you want the
Yeah, please.
Cliff Notes?
Love it.
800 years and 2 months and a week ago, I was here
In the wait here.
in Alice Springs.
Okay.
I don't know if we're actually in Alice Springs anymore. I doubt it. And shit went sideways.
Mm-hmm.
And we went to the salt mines. And then everybody died except me.
Apparently.
And then
not.
I had to wait for 800 years in order to reset the timeline.
What did you have to do to reset, or was it like a?
I had to wait,
You wait at
for 800 years
and
in
then
the
it
labyrinth
resets?
by myself while my friends suffered for 200 years.
See?
Except it
Fun,
wasn't
right?
entirely by yourself, was it?
I was entirely by
Where's-
myself.
When
And you and Dasha and Alice rocked up after I'd been there for
And how's
250.
Dasha going as well? Is it still Regent or?
No.
Okay, cool.
oh,
So,
wits and insight, everyone. Except for Prince Taylor over here.
Jesus.
3.
Ilona's gonna have to do this for you.
In order.
4. Two, 3, 4, 5. Damn. Okay, everyone who got 3 and above would notice that the moment Dasha's name come up, Prince Taylor looked taken aback.
Oh, wait, not me.
Not you. Not you.
I see nothing.
And Nora would most likely give you an elbow and start whispering, I think they're exes. Or maybe
I think I already knew.
lovers?
Like this is
What?
already? No, I can't remember.
Nora looks over at Mr. Taylor and says, sorry, correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Taylor. But are you and Dasha like
No.
never like ever or
You sure?
We know each other.
you never like did anything together, like slept together and then broke
Know
off
each other
after
in a
yelling?
biblical sense, or I suppose a Book of Nod sense, if you want to be one of those. So.
Definitely wouldn't be the first.
The people that I've been close with are none of your fucking business.
Really,
And
I can feel
you're
that
young,
flaring.
so I'll give you a pass. But you know that it's none of your fucking business.
That's,
Is he
that's my
lying?
business.
What's an insight?
Yeah, I don't know if this is going to work.
That's
but
why it's my business. Sorry, babe, you're down bad.
can I rouse the blood?
It just
Yeah.
touched a nerve. You put a poker,
know.
hot poker to it. Jeez.
Rouse it on wits.
Okay.
I
And
thought
that's
you were
2
the
dice,
cool,
correct?
calm, and collected.
Can we all roll this again?
Yes.
Sweet.
And I've got to make a hunger check.
Yes.
3 for me.
I
this time.
hungry.
Hungry.
3.
Womp womp.
Bestial failure.
Oh god.
It's not a bestial, is it?
The face.
It's just it's all blank except for like.
I need you to roll a 1d10 for me, Deacon.
Oh, it's not a bestial failure.
No,
Oh,
no,
okay.
they weren't all. It's just like anything that was like there was like what did you
2 successes. Am I even looking at Squizzy when I...
What do you know about Dasha?
Both of you cannot
Fair.
pierce through Prince Taylor's facade right now. Stoic expression. Scary stoic expression.
Gwompy.
4 you do. No.
You pierce.
It's just confirming my suspicions, babe. It's okay. We're among friends.
So how's she wrapped up in this fucking...
She's a friend of mine.
Oh,
I know
I was
she's a friend of
scared.
yours. I know. Who else is friends
You
with
think
her?
that we're not going to tell?
I mean,
like
I
we
know
need
her
to-
from the previous.
We should probably start establishing, and it's the perfect place because we have a Fae here to mediate it. Obviously, there's questions we've all got, with answers we all want, but it's hard to say whether we're going to be on it. Like, let's be upfront, I am a hunter, and you are all kindred. So I'm willing to make a deal that I will be upfront and honest with any questions asked, if in return anyone else is upfront and honest with any questions I ask them.
I've just discovered that honesty from me makes everybody think I'm a Malk, so that's fine. I'm happy to be honest.
I feel like now that we've got a little bit of corroboration, that's going to start happening less and less. And now we've doubled the amount of people other than you who have stories, experience, memories of another timeline.
Yeah, you said that I wasn't alone for the entire time.
Well,
What's the story,
way
Alice?
that Alice
Yeah.
told it, she met you during that time.
Yeah, you, Alice, and Dasha all rocked up after probably close to 500 years.
How are you counting?
Sudoku.
Yeah, just
Oh, the daily wordles.
I just knew. It's just a knowledge.
I just want to check before we continue on. Like, is anyone else happy? Like, you've agreed? Is everyone else
Yeah.
down with this? Highness? Your
Come on, it'll be
extracurricular,
fun.
yeah, your extracurricular activities are of no
All
interest
right,
to me.
fine. Gonna have some fun? Let's have some fun.
Cool.
I'll be honest and upfront. You have my word.
Beautiful.
But yes, the three of you were there for all of a few hours at most. You both stabbed Dasha. That was really fun. And then Alice stabbed you, and then Alice disappeared. And that was it. I was alone again.
So, didn't have time for much conversation.
No, not really.
Why were they stabbing
Oh,
each other?
only Tremere and Nos could go forward.
Oh,
no, not Tremere, no, sorry.
Ritualistic, not
Oh, sorry, I've forgotten.
Toreador.
Toreador, that's what I meant. I meant to say
Get.
No, I'm just having a brain
Thank you,
fart.
Bob.
There's like 13 freaking clans to remember.
Willpower damage.
Emotional damage.
Voluntary willpower damage.
Sorry, yes. Only a Toreador and a Nosferatu could continue onwards.
So, why was Alice the one who continued onwards and not Dasha?
Because Dasha's not a Nosferatu.
or
I-
Toreador.
Or a Toreador.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
I see.
I have a question. Why is my dad not part of this other timeline?
Oh, it sounds like I'm quite happy to not be part of.
Yeah, no, he definitely was.
I never ran into him, but
Wait, so you're part of the other timeline. My dad's part of the other timeline. Are you Mr.
There was a Squizzy
finding
there
out
as well.
more and more. There was a Squizzy present there too.
You haven't changed.
It's hard to change.
So basically, we're saying that whoever is alive right now in our world, there was a copy.
No,
another
not a
version.
copy. Definitely not a copy.
no, you're all really,
Very different. Besides Squizzy, I never had the pleasure with Lorna. We met Delilah, but we never met Lorna. But there's a Delilah, so I imagine there was a Lorna.
So was I there too?
Maybe, but I didn't meet you. That doesn't mean you weren't there.
Sol looks at the table, just
I didn't meet you.
You would notice Prince Taylor and Deacon Winters, since you are in this table.
sitting
next to-
between them.
Am I picking up any fear or anything coming from?
Ooh, wits and insight for both of you.
Oh
Still
no!
have your wits up,
Oh,
so
no.
you can still use that with Surge.
Yes, well, the theory is.
Hopefully not all blanks. Like, are you going to try and compose yourself? No.
No, Sol's not really good at that at the moment.
It's just not amazing.
You're just having a really bad day for it.
That's a lot.
Karmic.
Joel, do you want to keep these dice?
come up.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6.
Oh, you need to calm down.
And you just dial it back.
What was in that pill?
Power.
With 3 successes, Deacon Winters, you would know that Soul knew Nora before. But for Prince Taylor over here, you know that Soul knows Nora quite closely. Cares for her.
We're being honest. Remember?
We are being honest.
How do you know her?
Uh,
I hope this is fun.
Drama, yes, of course.
Nora was Maxie's ghoul.
Sorry, refresh me again. What's a ghoul? This is Red asking.
Basically a slave.
She wasn't.
So why don't
treated
you
as
just
such.
say it like a slave?
Because it's
It's a
not.
specific way that it's done, you know, with the blood, and then some of us, you know, treat them nicer and then convince ourselves that they're not slaves because they treated nicely, even though they're blood addicts and they
They're
have to
loving
keep coming back to their dealer for their
employees.
fix. Right? You know, it's HR, we're all a family here.
Yeah.
Type.
It's a big family.
I have a different description, but yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Look, Maxi Seraph was very different from current Maxi, I know. And they treated her very well, basically like their own child.
How different is Maxi now?
More different than either of the other two.
He wasn't too bad last time.
Maxi was pretty... Maxi was definitely getting better last time.
But still felt the need to enslave people.
It would be very ironic to hear your opinion on enslaving people and equality.
How do you know that you're gold? Like, do you know it?
You-
Or?
I mean, you drink
Please
vampire
stop
blood.
smiling at me. This is... I'm sorry, Mr. Taylor, but you're quite scary when you're smiling.
I just like to have fun. And your innocence is very fun.
Yeah, maybe it's your turn to put a hood on.
They don't suit me. Doesn't go with the hair.
It's not even that nice.
But how do you know that you're not
I
gold?
like you. So it's like a drug addiction, right? You're addicted to cigarettes, imagine. But you can only get your cigarettes from one particular person. Now, sometimes they'll sneak it in, like they'll give you something to drink that's got their blood in it, or they'll might even give you some food, or they'll do it into you in your sleep. But you'll know that you need more of that, and you know that you can only get it from one source.
And even if you hate or don't like the person who's controlling you, you can't act against them. You might want to, but
You would need immense willpower to overcome that and act against what you're ordered to do.
and not to mention the withdrawals if you don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask you a question, Nora?
Oh, yeah.
Do you feel cold sometimes? Like,
Yeah.
It's the desert in winter.
You
mate.
would notice that Nora is
Unnecess-
actually wearing, like, aside from her coat, like, with the hood and stuff, she's wearing, like, this really fluffy red scarf around her.
like even in the middle of like summer, like you just
What are you getting at?
there were 4 people. So it wasn't just Maxie, Delilah, and Charlie who had to suffer for 400 years, or for 200 years. My 800 years are made up of each of those 200 years. There's one more person.
Oh,
I got one last message from everybody, and Nora specifically mentioned that she was freezing, that she was cold. And every other person that has suffered has remnants. Hence asking if she's cold.
What flashes are memories of what happened?
No, like, Maxie's arm burns sometimes. And apparently they experienced fire as their torture method, that kind of thing. They're basically tortured for 200 years. And I just had to wait 800 years.
Fair enough. Well, did someone
It's
like
really fair.
compel you to do this? Was it one of the 3 or?
The 4 of them kind of made the choice for me.
It's nice of them.
Not particularly. I didn't understand why they were doing it. What about you? What's your salt mine story? It all seems to happen in the King's Salt Mine, so
Salt mine.
yeah, that's
So is that, like, the location of this?
Not. It used to be.
drama?
It's not the same one.
you went back.
Yes, many times.
I
So did Alice.
haven't been game to go back to the salt mine.
I mean, it's definitely not an ideal place. I don't know. What would you like to know? It sounds like we had differing things. I know the choice, having a choice made for you. That's definitely familiar. No, we the chance to try and stop the end, and then when the chance was there, well, when we were given the choice to try and stand together or not to stand together, I got the same treatment I seemed to get back then as well, and I got stabbed in the back by the people I was with while trying to figure out how we were going to do it together.
Yeah.
It was I didn't exactly have 200 years of suffering, but I had every bone broken, every organ crushed, every bit of happy little blood inside my body, outside my body.
Yum.
Yet you're still alive, and you're not exactly normal, are you?
It's hard to... Is there anyone normal at this table at the moment?
I mean,
Disturbingly, somehow, Prince Squizzy of Melbourne is the most normal one sitting here.
I mean,
You're right.
There's-
Wait,
there's little.
Hold on,
The YouTubers.
hold on. Why do they call you Squeezy? Like, is that a nickname, or did you choose it, or...
Come on, Theodore Leslie Taylor, tell us.
Theodore Leslie Taylor? What a long name!
I'll be honest, sure, but
I mean, that's what we all said we would do.
I was a little shorter than most when I was younger. Much.
Well, you definitely had a growth spurt.
Is Squizzy a short joke?
It might be. Should we play another round?
No, babe.
Another round, let's go.
Not fun.
Aw, it's not fun when everybody picks on you.
Oh, I'd like you to roll something for me, Prince Taylor.
Yep.
Can you roll a frenzy check for me? It's your current
The short jokes are too much.
your current willpower.
Okay, cool.
Roll how many inches you need to stand on the box to see over the fence.
As a short person, it's a lot. I need a very large box to see over most
I just
fences.
thought you were kind of far away.
No.
Well, how'd you get here so fast?
What?
You passed. I was worried they're gonna be murder in this table, but
Not yet.
not yet. You managed to cool yourself down.
Pull yourself down from that huge height.
Thankfully, his temper's not short.
Is that why it hurt so much when Lorna took away the territory you were a little short on land that you had?
I mean, say Victoria is already such a small state. Like,
That's it. Take that roll again.
yes, the gang up on Squizzy game.
Four. 5.
That is a remarkable composure.
Yeah, perhaps we should play another round.
All right. So fun. Okay, let's do the other way around this time. Let's go with this table first. Any bets? What's your bet?
50.
50. Wow. And
It's a big number.
It is a big number.
odds, even numbers.
Even.
Fine, let's go 5 this time. And I'm going to go with odds again.
Next.
Yeah, we'll go 5. And you went odds?
Yeah.
I'll get evens.
Are you just copying?
No, because it's different to odds.
I'll go 3 odds.
And I'll once again do 10, and I'll do it on 8.
I can give some of mine away, right?
Yeah.
I'll give 20 to Lorna.
Oh. You can gain temporary 20 XP.
But only for this round. Well, then I'll just bet the 20 that he's given me.
Okay.
By the way, just to confirm the rules, you want to get the least, but everyone who doesn't, it's not like ranked, everyone who doesn't get the least is just...
Yeah. The only one who needs to get the least is the hand.
I see.
Everyone else just gain XP.
Okay.
Lose XP if you want. There is a auction next night, so feel free.
Have some fun.
Thank you, Majesty.
Smile more, Squizzy. You're so pretty.
Seems to be
when you
getting a
smile.
bit short with you.
Okay. Please, invisible hand. That's a 3. So everyone who will bet odds, Soul gets 10. Tristan gets 6. Everyone else loses their XP. Well, this is humoring, like a second timeline. Everyone knowing each other except for you. Why are you the odd one out?
That's what I was about to ask. I don't know about Marcus either. But
Marcus at this point is like midway through sipping, like,
do you remember anything, Marcus?
no,
Nothing
no,
from an alternate timeline?
I don't think he
no,
remembers yesterday.
no. That's hurtful.
So no connection to our group whatsoever. I say our group, but
Apart from being friends with Nora.
Who kind of spilled the beans on this? It's a bit interesting that, you know, like, well, obviously it's you or this other Alice person, but coming back and especially after I'm assuming you're aware of what happened, everyone being like aware of it, I've kind of tried to make sure we've done everything we can. No one knows about it.
Why?
Just I really don't want to replicate what happened.
I thought you were coming in here before talking about, know things. I'm a knowledge guy. Like, don't you have opportunities to further develop your knowledge if you can bounce that off other people?
What's the point
Well,
of having
it's-
knowledge if you don't share it?
That's
Right.
because really if their input is valuable,
So you don't value the people around you?
not particularly. They're hunters, do you?
At least he's honest.
No, I just found it interesting I don't know what other timeline Winters was like, but, you're sneering at him about, hierarchies and the like.
It's fair. I don't really tell them because, the thing is, I've found that if they don't know about it, there's usually no desire to try and further question and pick at that scab a bit
So
more.
you're the only one who's allowed to seek knowledge?
No, not at all. Everyone's welcome to seek. I'm just the one that knows.
The presumption here is that
From a
we're
Toreador. You're going to talk about gatekeeping.
Right? I'm an expert.
Dad, you have to speak louder.
So I'm sorry. Yes,
Well,
Winters.
you're assuming we're not our own people. You keep talking about
Oh, no, that's why I'm saying something
I'm pretty
different.
sure Mr. Tristan over here doesn't think we're people at all.
No, that's not so much that anymore. But I mean, if to be candid with the experience, what we had last time, Winters ran a totalitarian organization dedicated to the torture and slaughter specifically of supernaturals. Children definitely weren't exempt. It's very interesting that he has an adopted daughter now. I had my own adopted daughter at the time who was kept in a cell and utilized for research. Specifically, it was us taking her away from there that led to a manhunt across Alice Springs as we tried to escape while the Inquisition hunted us down. Who else did we encounter as well? Maxie got a chance to speak to Maxie about Delilah as well. Maxie was lovely and tried to help us.
You fucked up their arm.
That wasn't me, but there was mostly, which the main goal I've had since being back here is, not really, the biggest threats dealing with was Winters and the Inquisition itself. It's not so much that I don't like talking about it, but the opportunities and activities you guys are up to, it's kind of small time. I've got bigger things to focus on. But
Such as?
well, stopping an Inquisition group dedicated to murdering children. Like, I mean, Kindred are you've got princes, you've got other people, you've got people you're beholden to. The Inquisition wasn't beholden to anybody. So I'm doing my best to try and keep them under the rein, really kind of fingers crossed, hoping that this time around the Kindred do a bit of a better job. I mean, the banter's definitely
you
excellent.
Keep them beholden to you so that they're not beholden to anyone.
No, I'm beholden to others as well. I've got accountability. But it's things like this, like Toreador who fluff around demanding results but not really action. Like, I don't really need to worry about the Kindred this time. They're not really doing anything.
To be fair, nothing that happened last time, from my perspective, is happening again.
And that's it, and I'm glad to see it.
But the reason I told people about it is because A, I trust my coterie, and B,
I mean,
I
I'm
don't
not,
want people to repeat it.
That's what I'm saying. No judgment. I have no issue with you telling. I'm just curious. It's interesting.
Look,
People who do not know history are doomed to repeat it.
It's very fair, but there's. From what I don't know if the three. Well, you know who I'm talking about.
Another people that's not part of this table.
Are we talking about the mages?
Yeah.
Okay.
thing
Have
is, it's
you-
not really history repeating itself because did it ever really happen?
Well, that's what I'm trying.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it didn't.
Well, to be fair, if it had happened, it would have happened over like 2 months ago.
Well, that's what I thought. And so that's sort of now, I've dedicated the entire, well, I've been here quite a while, making sure it didn't happen again. And now that it hasn't happened, all I can really try and do is make sure that, on my end at least, the good that we've done, that the Inquisition, not, as I said, we've still got the Society of Leopold, so there's definitely work to do. The Inquisition, we're more dedicated to just keeping an eye on things as opposed to capturing kids and finding out how they're
So
bone
blah
marrow.
blah blah, very boring stuff. Okay, so
I can understand why you don't tell anyone in your organization about your experience, because you would probably be put in a cell or burned at the stake, or
Yeah, definitely with them.
appreciate that you are honest with me, and I can't apologize for what the version of me did in your timeline, because that is
It
not,
wasn't as I'm saying, it wasn't you.
they sound terrible, and I do hope they got the fate they deserved.
I don't actually know what happened to them.
I don't know.
No.
They just weren't there by the time the other three reached.
I mean, I threw a laptop at his head, but I don't think that put him down, unfortunately.
Have you experienced any other timelines, Rhett?
a lot. This is
Yeah.
why it's quite. Why are we talking about? Like,
So
boring-
this you're hearing a bunch of amateurs talk about like first
Sorry, this is
experiences,
Baby's
and this
first
is
alternate reality.
Yeah.
Yes.
Uh,
Can't we like go back to the exes kind of deal? Like,
Can.
Oh, that we didn't.
of course you don't.
Look, I
Were you
think
the
we've
bitter
firmly
one, or
established
was
they're
she
not
the bitter
exes.
one? Who broke it off? Like, did you?
It was mutual.
Oh,
Oh.
of course it's mutual. Wink, wink.
It's interesting
wins
that
an inside.
Actually, yeah, I want to Winston inside that one too.
Yeah.
I'm feeling lucky suddenly.
You feel
'Cause I've
lucky,
heard this
punk.
from Dash's point of view. Do I
That was
rouse the blood
bullshit.
just for
One.
Drama? I'm gonna rouse the blood just for the drama.
Give me the drama.
More hunger. More drama.
what would kindred like romance rumors be? It's like when I fed on him, it was phlegmatic and not sanguine. But you didn't hear it from me.
Oh,
I broke the 3 barrier, everybody.
Huzzah.
for the first time.
6.
Oh, shit.
She's
Get
just
between a
showing you up
Toreador
now.
and a gossip babe.
Bloody Toreador.
What does that mean? I gotta say?
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah,
say.
she broke it off.
A Tremere breaking a bond, unheard of.
Well, I'm sorry for your loss. Another round.
Yeah. We can see you won that breakup.
Let's go.
A lot of your luster is just really, it rubs off really quick. Maybe that's why she broke it off.
Can't wait to talk to Dasher about this.
You won't be talking about Dasher about anything.
Ooh, that's a threat.
Ooh.
In the previous timeline, Dasha bankrolled the
Finish the
Inquisition.
sentence.
Fun fact.
Say again, sorry.
Dasha was bankrolling part of the Inquisition in the world beyond.
Shocker.
No, makes sense.
Is that how he stayed in a job so long?
No, that was just, I don't know. I the day that I was hired was the day that he was fired, so I don't really know. Operational oversight. There was a big red button that released all the creatures from the cells next to the cells. It was a
That is pinnacle of design. That's like video game logic.
yeah. As I said, it was a terrible time in every sense of the word.
Keep on giving us gifts, eh?
Wow.
Up front.
Okay, let's do another round.
Let's do another round.
Let's do another round.
You're
Shall
about
we
to hand-
start another round? Let's start with this table.
Why not? Let's go back to evens. It worked so well for me last time, and let's bet 10.
10. Nice.
I'll go evens 8.
About this table.
Winters?
Daddy Winters.
We're going to go 7
Triggered.
on odds.
I'm going to do 5 on the number 4.
10 on evens.
10 on even.
Mm-hmm.
Could you just like go 10 on evens, 10 on odds, and just see how you go? You've got the XP.
Nora raises a hand. I'll go odds for 100.
What? Are you sure about that? That is.
That's a lot.
Yeah. That's what I'm betting last time.
100's good.
Okay.
And you can see the host look towards Nora with squinted eyes. Go like, wait, were you the one over at the mirrors? Or Nora just starts nodding. Yes. And were you with the blonde, what's her name? What's her face? You know, the clumsy blonde Etsy girl. Nora just goes, I'm not sure. Is it like the clumsy one? Like Liana? And Red makes a face. Oh, yes. To everyone else in this table, there were two. There's a rumor. One of my associates was quite annoyed before the games tonight because three of them actually, if I remember correctly, has been cleaning up the house. So, probably your child over here, Nora, is one of them.
Just gonna look at Nora, raise an eyebrow.
I don't understand. Like, should I bet higher? I'll bet 500.
Let's just stick with 100. 100's good.
Was it just pure luck? Like,
mate.
Sorry?
so it's just luck? I mean, you're cleaning up?
Yeah, I guess there's this game where you just bet black and reds and
Fair enough.
Well played.
Oh, so the house is mad that they lost.
Well, you win some, you lose some, so
When we say the house is mad, is this a specific person? Is this specific person you, or is it just a broad, like, carnival policy to be pissy on the off chance that someone manages to come out ahead?
Red, sips her sangria, puts it down. No, it's just that generally, as a rule of thumb, you don't try to piss off wherever you're playing.
The house always wins.
They say. So instead of experience, how about a deal instead, Nora? Wouldn't that be more fun?
No deals with the Fae.
You're I'm sorry. You're no deals with the Fae. Are you saying that to her? Child, don't listen to your dad. I can't believe you would have the gall to say that in front of me.
And yet I did.
Do you have some sort of deal already?
The moment you enter this place, you already made a deal.
Oh, yeah, I thought you meant another deal.
I feel like we've been dealing all night. It's just that some
deals have more monkey paw effects than others.
Yeah.
exactly.
Deals, and then there's deals
Again,
with a
with the
capital
sense you
D.
keep making.
Can I try using occult with a specialization in Fade to get an idea of what kind of deal Red is alluding to?
You could also wait.
You could also just ask her.
To offer.
Yeah.
I could also do that.
Like, what's...
They do have to lay it out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Don't accept it yet. What's the deal?
Have the child work for me. If she loses. Directly under me.
What if she wins? Why would there be an upside to that?
Then I owe her a debt. She can wish whatever she wants to do. And Nora pipes up, I'm sorry, it's they. My pronouns are they, them, so.
This is not worth it. Now, do I know from my studies of the Fae, do they generally play fair in these kind of things, or do they rig it more towards their odds?
It's all in the wording.
Because, yeah. How's my Fae legalese?
I say intelligence occult, you can add a +1 for your Fae specialty.
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask a clarifying question about the deal?
Sure.
How long would they work for you?
Until
What in the everlasting fuck? I'm gonna willpower.
Do you want some help?
Yeah. I want some help.
Can I also, as someone who has successfully dealt with the Fae,
yes.
You're best off don't roll on the paper, always roll on the table.
I'm best off not rolling.
Yeah, I mean, like, don't roll, but avoid it if you
This
can.
is why we were saying just wait and listen, so you don't have to roll.
You're in the cursed seat. It's the cursed seat. It's always the left-hand side of this table.
8 successes.
That's
Jesus.
true. That's the seat I was in when I.
Cursed seat.
I'll contribute half of what you do.
I'm used to it.
Oh, I love.
Do your shoulders hurt? How's your back?
It's all like for 4 successes you would know that it's all about the wording of the deal. With 8 successes you would know that the Fae will try to put very tricky wording on this deal. You should know. You
Yeah, I deal with them. Deal of being honest is still there. They'll treat fairly with you, but fair is a concept for them that differs to ours. I mean, they will honor the wording to the letter of their deal. is the best way of saying it.
The letter of the deal is the question.
Yes. So you need a time frame. You need what the work entails.
Otherwise, the
As a
letter of the
minimum.
deal will be L.
You're not
Take
the
the
ones I'm dealing with. It's the child. So
Nora,
Surely.
how old are you?
Nora says 20
Okay.
this coming December. Why?
I was just checking if you were actually an adult and can make decisions on your own. Can't sign a contract if you're not a legal adult.
I'm sorry, but not in Fey terms.
No. Figures.
Nora, the only reason she's offering you a deal is because she's pissy that you cleaned up. And this deal is going to be written in such a way that it is going to trick, or they're going to attempt to trick us or trick you. It will sound tempting, a favor from a Fae. That's something, yeah,
Oh,
that's a big
don't
prize.
be
But
scared, Father.
was I talking to you?
Also, the fact is, like, even if you did, and if you do lose and you end up working for her, you need to know the exact terms of that agreement. How long you're going to work for her, and what the work will entail at a minimum. The favor that she may end up owing you, you need to know how much favor you can call in.
Is it
I mean,
really
I-
worth this risk? Like, is there anything you
Absolutely
need?
It's
not.
not.
Should not be worth the
Yeah, I'm
risk.
not seeing any compelling reason for you to want to take this.
They're losing. You've got the upper hand here. You've got the position of power. You know, cleaning up the house. They're trying to win something back by being as tricky as they can.
You're a smart girl. Don't fall for it. You've shown impressive foresight before.
This time the host just goes, oh, are you just gonna let, like the adults, your parents dictate whatever you want, not let you decide on your own? They're just all telling you what to do.
I'm just advising against it.
I mean, I'm not
It's her
against the,
decision to
They're all
make.
like-
I'm not against the deal. I just think it's a crappy deal. I think you need to make a better deal.
Yeah.
I mean, Nora, you know full well that I support you in what you choose, and I supported you when you wanted to know who you were. So I don't
Did she not know who she was?
supposed to tell you what you should or shouldn't do, but this deal stinks.
Goodness.
What's your opinion on this, Prince Taylor? Everyone apparently has one.
I mean, you're your own person. You can make whatever decision you want to do. Just every decision has consequences, but as long as you know what's coming. Look, I think it's your decision. You don't have to listen to anyone. But every decision comes with a consequence. So as long as you know what the consequences are, you can make your own decision about it. You don't have to listen to me. You don't have to listen to them. You don't have to listen to your dad. But you should know what's coming.
Never thought I'd agree with the prince.
I would like to amend the deal. If I win, you let the people currently enslaved, being trafficked under you, go. If you win, I'll work for you for 3 years, and then you'll let me go with no strings attached.
Doing what, Nora?
Apparently working under her, being her assistant, intern.
And Red, what would being your intern assistant entail in explicit detail?
Oh, like helping me make TikTok videos, follow me around, generally try to grow the brand, Maybe make some YouTube shorts as well. Those are getting a little bit big now. Maybe some Facebook reels.
Now, when we say helping make these things,
It's just
specify.
technology, honey. It's not going to hurt you.
Your age is showing.
It will hurt you. It's not going to hurt. It's not going to hurt Nora.
Or,
Oh,
like,
more implying that she's
You-
not going to be.
she's not gonna get
fairly
naked.
free. Oh well, no, I was thinking more like fucking tortured, but
You can't put that. You can't put that on TikTok.
I don't know what you can put on TikTok. What?
Said
It's-
like TikTok. We don't know that this is all going.
She said.
on
She
site.
specifically said YouTube Reels and,
Yeah,
YouTube
things
Shorts and
like-
Facebook.
We're dealing with a fae. Pay attention to every word. Things like.
Nora, how much did you clean up?
Nora just. Oh, it started with 5 and it ended with 5.
1,000.
Oh shit!
Damn.
Nice job.
I wouldn't recommend switching currency.
Yeah, I was gonna say you seem to be doing quite well with experience points. So
But that's something we just quickly overlooked. Trafficking, slavery.
0 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
Who is getting trafficked and enslaved here?
No. No, there's no such thing as slavery.
Who's made a poor deal
There's-
or lost a bet and then ended up in servitude?
A lot of people.
Way
There's
too
no
many
such
people.
thing as slavery. The
Not
fuck?
here.
This is the cam guy here. Is saying that.
Oh,
Business
so,
business revolves around it.
so you deal with slavery. Unfortunately, our dealings are more,
Indentured
Higher
servitude.
That's a bit.
more voluntary.
Nora, who in particular do they have here? Did you have like anyone in mind, or is it just like a general?
I can think of at least one.
Same.
Erin's still here. I don't know if she's part of the whole human trafficking deal that's going on, but
I'll ask Red. What's Erin's deal?
She dug the cat.
oh, what's his face? A ghost toast? No, ghost. I think it's yes, it's something like ghost or toast or something. He's like talking about fate, premonition. I don't honestly know. He's just obsessed with the girl.
What does he look like?
Oh, like pale, almost white hair. Just stupid because
What is he?
a bloodsucker. What do you think?
Well, here it could be fucking anything. Do you know what type of bloodsucker he is?
I don't know. Some kind of lamb.
La Sombra?
Yes, I guess.
And he's here at the carnival?
Yeah, he's one of the game leads. Have you not seen him on stage with me? It's quite annoying, actually. Very.
Was it the one with the white hair?
Yes, that's him.
That was Charlie, wasn't it?
No.
No.
Charlie
Ghost.
also has white hair.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say.
Seems to be going around.
Yeah. Okay.
And are they a temporary employee or a permanent employee here?
They're a permanent employee. Something about, forcing her to forsake humanity, sense into darkness, something. It's quite dreary, quite.
Sounds like he
sad.
wants to embrace her.
A quick question, Red. Here the staff are protected. Outside of the carnival, do those rules apply? I don't know, like if I ran into him on the street,
What?
let's
They don't
say-
apply.
Are you stupid or what?
Don't answer that.
Constitutes a deal. to be upfront
My
about
character
this.
sheet says no.
I
So Ghost's plan, as the terms of the deal, is to enforce Arrernte to descend into darkness and forsake humanity.
something along those lines.
Oh, very cheerful.
That's weird. Good thing I've never heard of anything like that before.
That sounds like sarcasm.
It was dripping. You could taste it.
Okay, so
Got something to share with the class?
I just want to make sure that we're not making people descend into forsake humanity. That's kind of what the whole reason I'm here to
I'm
stop
more
that.
like asking you specifically, where have you specifically heard that combination of words before?
I genuinely haven't. That's not lying.
okay, yeah, I don't care. So yes or no on the deal. There's no maybe, etc. Whatever. This recent updated deal. Yes, no, maybe. Oh no, there's no maybe. Just yes or no. Nora looks left. Looks right.
If Aaron's that important to you.
Is there another way we can get Aaron out of this?
I say okay.
I'm going to use premonition to see how this is going to go.
Force a premonition.
I'll try and do the same thing.
Oh, let's go. Depends on how
I'm also
well.
How's the blood?
And this is for the
Same.
amended deal, isn't it?
I do not get
The
hungry.
amended deal.
So you have to roll your roused blood for the first. You can only arouse once.
Could
So premonition needs to be roused.
Oh,
so you
okay, so
cannot
I
rouse
don't-
to add
okay.
dice.
Can I ask for this for the game we're playing? Is it like, I know we're rolling a dice. Is that how it's being reflected as well? Like it's just a dice roll purely that changed that? Interesting.
I mean, she bet odds, so whatever the dice rolls. With my invisible hand.
Gonna burn willpower?
Yes.
I'm going to use my power bonus
Yes.
and manage to count all of these ridiculous.
You're La Sombra, right? I'm just spitballing here, but the rules are anything rules. I don't know if you're able to manipulate the dice at all, but that wouldn't be explicitly against the rules. There was no rule against changing them.
You can cast. Can you cast a shroud?
I mean, I can,
Because I can see in it.
but it's also going to start killing the people that are here.
Hold your breath for a hot minute while I roll over and flick the dice into the correct position.
That's not suspicious.
No, not suspicious at all.
You'll like,
I'm
No
gonna
one would
ask the
notice.
question again. Are you stupid?
I'll roll with it, but like
this is
if
out
you,
of character. We're discussing strategies.
or like I'm risking my life here, so everyone here who's on board for this is going to owe me.
Big deep breath.
So what did people get?
4.
4. And what did
Held.
the prince get?
We're going to go for another record.
This delay, this is why you didn't get Wodonga.
Let's vibe with this guy.
That doesn't mean anything unless it was a failure.
So I got a 5, but it's
5.
with the skull.
Oh wait. Hold on.
Skill 5.
Yeah, no. You're fine.
Wait, 6. 1, 2.
No, I just rolled.
Oh, yeah.
So you wanted to know what will happen the moment Nora accepted this deal. Right?
Yeah, like what's going to happen with this deal? What's the deal with this deal? Like,
What's the
how's
dealio?
how's the dice going to roll?
First of all, the moment you use your premonition, you try to see how the dice would end up us. However, the dice itself just keeps on changing numbers over and over and over again.
Right.
And then the scene changes for the both of you. And that is with Soul killing Nora, stabbing her. And then the scene changes and it's Nora stabbing Soul. And then the scene changes and somehow both of them are dead. And the dice continue on changing numbers over and over and over again.
Are you two alright?
I'm fine, but
What?
what'd you see?
Oh, okay. You were up in there too. Bit of mutually assured destruction.
Amongst other, everything's up in the air for this.
Yeah. I mean, it makes
It's a
sense.
game
I
of
doubt-
chance.
Yes, but there
But
don't
you-
seem to be many real results.
You said that you've been to different timelines, right?
I didn't say that. I said I know of different timelines.
Are you
Also, I accept your deal that you accepted.
is every dice roll creating different timelines?
Fuck off.
So I can't lie.
No.
I physically can't. So yes, that will be a yes.
And are you able to move adjust which timeline comes into manifestation?
I can't. It's all up to the dice. So, shall we roll it?
Did you see which dice correlated to which response?
No.
Okay.
Okay. So everyone that get even, that would be the prince. That would be Tristan and Lorna. And so you get 20 XP. Prince gets 20. Tristan gets 16. Lorna gets 20. Nora and the deacon loses.
Shit.
Are you gonna tell him?
I think it's not mine to say. I think it's Nora's.
I don't understand what am I supposed to say. I mean I'm interning for 3 years. Can I put it in my work experience? And Red is like, sure, guess social media assistant.
Can it be remote work?
Sure.
Just take her home with you. Should just work on TikTok. Probably not within 5 meters of you, but
Well, that's that then.
Nora's looking around at everyone. Why are you all looking at? Why do you all look so?
yeah, there must be something more to this because I'm not really seeing. It's not great, but
Yeah, it's not
it's
perfect.
not horrific.
There's nothing stopping it from being horrific.
Well, the only thing we can really do is see.
Boring. Well, I'm supposed to be ending this round because we have auction a bit later, actually tomorrow. What day is it?
How much is one of those Nora's 3 years that they're going to be doing for you? If there were to be 3 employees to instead do 1 year.
Oh no. Has to be her. And also
They don't need an employee. They need to make an example of someone who is winning.
I'm still bored. How about we make it fun?
I like fun.
Of course you like fun. How about and it seems that as she claps, it's like it's mesmerizing. And then she goes, "Oh, I know. One good end for this." She throws a wooden stake on the middle of the table.
Oh, I've played this game before.
It could be fun.
It's really not.
So if you pick one to, I'd say, stab, kill, murder, I don't know, pick your word of the day. I'll convince... No, actually, I'll just piss him off and let Aaron go at the end of the event.
I have a question in relation to this. Because I'm staff, are you happy to waive the rules protecting staff from being staked in this case then?
Ugh.
It's
Just
not that...
sure, remove your name tag.
No, that's not what I'm asking. Are you happy for this game? Otherwise, I'm protected to waive
I
the
mean, they
protection
could
of staff.
try.
Well, no, I'm asking. You're in charge of this. You want to have some fun. Otherwise, I'm just going to be sitting back, and that's not really that fair on all these people.
No, you're part of the game. That's
I know,
why you're sitting here.
But I'm protected as well.
It doesn't matter.
So what you're saying is you are happy to waive the protection of staff for the game.
No, I'm happy for you to join the game.
It's kind of boring.
It's up to them whether or not they want to stab you.
No, I know,
while
but
under protection.
I thought you wanted to have some fun. So
But it is fun if they try to stab you while under protection.
yeah, would it be more fun if you... Like, I'm a hunter. I kill Fae for fun.
You're a hunter.
Apparently, that's what you've named me. I maintain researcher, but you keep saying hunter.
No, because you said that you are part of the Second Inquisition.
So, just so I can be clear for this game, are staff protected, yes or no?
Your staff protected, yes.
Boring.
Aaron goes, no strings attached.
If somebody gets staked.
Yeah?
Is this just a regular wooden stake, or is there something funky about it?
Intelligence occult.
Ooh. I'd like to check that too.
Grab it and do my little thing. Find out what shit was. Spirit's touch. Yeah, Spirit's touch. I'm gonna do
Roll
that
that
to
one.
this.
Yeah.
7 successes.
What are
It's
we
the only
looking
blank.
for?
Something's like off with the stake is what the question was.
Servando.
I mean, like, how many successes? Because I can roll power, but I don't know if I need to do 4.
I'm looking for 4.
Okay.
And I'll rouse the blood with this.
But my hands are shaking. Roll.
So with 4 and say
7.
8, 7
no.
successes, you would know that the stake.
Roll the red one.
Yeah. So 2 out.
The stake is what they call,
Roll your red dice to rouse first.
there.
So just roll one.
It's not a normal stake, that's for sure.
You're fine.
It
Get
has
hungrier.
stipulations, which means there's gonna be side effects for the person staked.
Can we
Sorry,
determine-
say that again. I missed that because I was helping.
There's side effects to the stake,
Okay.
but we can't say what they are.
See if Swizzy knows what they are.
Lord.
Squeezy would know.
6.
6. With 6 successes with your spirit's touch, it's like going backwards in time. You touch it, you see for some reason that it comes out of Red's jacket. And then she puts it back because this is going backwards in reverse time. She puts it backwards. You see that Red walks out of this, goes into a tent like goes backwards into a tent where the inside's just a mansion, and you hear a conversation between Kel, this old man wearing a suit, and the host. And the conversation is about what to do about the stupid, well, for Red saying, what do we do about the stupid ass, bloodsucker doesn't really belong with us. And Kel saying, we made a deal, you have to go around it. Find a loophole. And then it goes backwards with Red going, or at least at this point, it's like a jump cut. She's suddenly standing in front of a tree that is just bone white. And instead of grabbing a piece of the branch of this tree, she asks, can I have a piece in exchange for something? However, as she waits, the spirit's touch ends, and you are pulled back to what's happening right now, with Red still waiting. Are you gonna stab someone, Prince, or?
I'll put the steak back on the table.
Ugh.
Are you gonna tell us what you saw?
A little.
Go for it.
You know what's coming, right? You saw what's coming.
According to what I saw when I tried to read that role, it was going to be you, or her, or both.
So, how much do you care about it?
Sol just picks it up and says, who wants to push it in?
Nora says, just have to, like, you won't die from it, right? Like,
Who knows?
torpor, that's the word, torpor. You're gonna go into torpor.
That's the idea.
You know what we're saying about consequences, though?
Maybe I should be the one to do it.
It's your kid.
You don't,
You don't do. If someone doesn't do something soon, she's gonna get bored again, and it's gonna get worse.
You know that tree?
What about the tree?
Tree.
The tree.
What about the fucking tree?
Well, how much do you care about Nora? Because that somehow linked to the tree.
It's fine. I'm the Messiah. And Sol will just push it in themselves. I got prowess.
I'm not gonna make you roll for this. You
Yep.
you're barely hanging on.
Yeah, I'm 2 ag away from Kintorpor anyway.
That final push, just fall over, slump down on the table. As you fall into torpor, turn into a corpse. You cannot move, but you can hear everything. That's kind of boring, Messiah. But yeah, you know what? Let's have a break and then we can continue this game. Shall we?
If that was boring, what were you hoping for?
More blood, more drama, more crying. No, please, Dad, don't kill me, kind of deal. But, you know.
Is that what you saw happen?
Yes.
Him killing his daughter?
Yes.
Need to get your eyes checked, babe.
And we've got no beef anymore, do we? So,
No?
Well, drag the body away and let's have a break. And that is where we will end the session for the evening.
Very dramatic.
morning.
Thank you guys very much for joining us for this session. This is the Queen group of the 2-part midway series of this chronicle. My name is Rina and I have been the storyteller for this evening.
Hi, I'm Tara. I've been playing Lorna, and I didn't even get to ask the questions that I wanted because someone just ran themselves through with a stake.
I'm Joel, and I'm playing a humble janitor far out of his depth.
All right, Charlie.
I'm Matt. I'm playing Deacon Winters, and I need to ask the janitor where to find the mop closet.
Hi, I'm Hollow, and I've been playing Soul.
Hi, I'm Will, and I've been playing Prince Squizzy.
Totally not short.
Yeah. Is the camera
I'm
getting
not
you?
sure.
Are you in frame?
We need to get one of us standing next to each other because I think I'm probably one of the shortest cast members.
We've
I got
quite a bit of
better.
headspace.
And with that, we shall end the story for the night. We'll see you again next week for the other groups. Bye-bye.
Bye.